Okay, so we've got game one of the finals of the second internal team chess tournament, and we've got Freeze Mage from Slothslayer against Tank's Hybrid Hunter. So this is an interesting matchup. I think Face Hunter is probably slightly favored against Freeze Mage, whereas Mid-Range Hunter is not as good against Freeze Mage. So Hybrid Hunter, I think it probably should be anyone's game. I think this should be a pretty even matchup. We see that Sloth already has Alexstrasza. That might be a big deal. A lot of times if you can survive until turn 9, you just get that Alexstrasza up to heal your own face, and the 8/8 body is too much for a Hunter to deal with, because Hunters don't run things like Big Game Hunter. So sometimes the Alex just 8/8 to the face each turn. It's almost like a handlock where you just have the giant body hitting the face. Interesting that Sloth decides to ping the Acolyte here instead of running it into a Scientist. Running it into a Scientist does ensure 2 draws anyway. So I might have run in first, but I guess either way it doesn't make too much of a big difference. This is getting to be a pretty formidable board from TankWheels, and he's already done 8 damage, so I think though Sloth's not going to panic. He's not going to do something like Ice Lance the Shredder, which a lot of people would do. I think it's good. Go ahead and just trim down the board, put up your Ice Barrier, Ice Block combination, and play it slow. Because effectively you're actually still at 30 health. As soon as that barrier gets run into, he's going to heal up to 30 with armor. Getting the high main out is really important. I think Tank saved the coin just to get the high main out once he saw that it was in fact a Freeze Mage. Because the high main's a problematic body. It's got 5 health, so it doesn't die the Flame Strike. It does die the Fireball, but if you Fireball it, there's still 2 hyenas left over. So high main's a serious problem. If you use something like Ice Lance, you could think, oh, it's only 1 mana to freeze the high main, so no big deal. But it's not just 1 mana. It's a card, and as we see there, especially with the spell damage, it's potentially 4 or 5 damage you're giving up to the face, where if you Frostbolt, Ice Lance the face, it's a lot of damage. So you're not only giving up a card, but you're also giving up potential damage just to slow down the 6th attack of the creature. Unleash the Hounds to kill off Thalnos is pretty funny, but it also makes sense. You're never going to get a good Unleash the Hounds, so you may as well get as much value from it as you possibly can. So I think that was a wise decision on Tank's part. And he's also going to abuse his hero power each turn that he can. Antonidas is an interesting pickup. Flame Strike's not that good here. I would not be surprised to see Blizzard here, even though it's off curve, just to slow down all these creatures. It kills off the 2/1, it gets the Shredder down to 1 health, and it freezes the Lion. So it prevents Tank from doing any damage to him this turn, except for the hero power, which can be pretty appealing. Alternatively, you could just play the Acolyte and ping it. You could play Novice Engineer and see what you get. You could play Doomsayer and ping the 2/1. Effectively, that's just a heal. So you're saying, alright, you have to put 7 damage into it, and it's only, I mean, like, you'd have to trade both minions into it unless you have something from hand. Now, of course, we know he has the Owl, so that's probably going to be the response. But from Slothslayer's perspective, I think it makes a lot of sense to put down the Doomsayer there. Okay. So here I think you ignore the Novice Engineer. You don't care about the 1/1, even though it's a free trade for the Shredder. It's not about that. It's about getting damage in as fast as you can against a Freeze Mage. You could also consider kill commanding the face here, but he's probably going to try to hold on to that. Maybe he's waiting for a second Ice Barrier. A lot of times Mage will put up a second Ice Barrier when it's close to dying, and you can just kind of ignore it by using spells and hero powers. It's also nice to kind of have like a burst damage that the opponent doesn't expect. So if you can hold on to your kill command and quick shot, sometimes it's actually better to do that just for the element of surprise. So if you're Sloth here, I think you play Thorson and ping down the 2/1 is a play. Also, you could do Blizzard just like last game or last turn. I'm not drunk. Why is he asking me that? Okay. BNet doesn't know that it's the Team Chess Finals. It's embarrassing. Okay, so Blizzard would be nice if you had a Doomsayer, a second Doomsayer the combo with it. But since you don't, may as well do this. So you're still just trying to prevent as much damage as possible. You have the opportunity to Alex here, but it's not that good. Because if you Alex, you're only healing 6 life and there's still a board. You really want to Alex once you've already cleared the board. So I guess you Flame Strike here. Maybe you ping the Shredder, then Flame Strike. That leaves only Hyenas, because nothing from the Shredder is going to survive that. Is there a better option? You could also play Archmage Antonidas and Ice Lance the Lion. Okay. I didn't consider this, but this makes a lot of sense too. That fills out the mana curve, it freezes the Lion, and it gives you cheap stuff. So next turn you can combo Alexstrasza with a ping or Flame Strike cheaper. He is going to get his block pop this turn though, so he's probably going to have to be forced to Alexstrasza himself. Or maybe he chooses to do something fancy like Antonidas and a second ice block. It'll be interesting to see what he decides here. This is actually quite a tricky, quite a complicated game from the Mage's perspective. For Tank, he's played very well, but the plays have been a little bit more straightforward. For Sloth, none of these plays are very obvious to me. I'm not a very experienced Freeze Mage player, but at the same time, I don't think these are easy. I think that was the right decision from TankWheels to kill off that. Otherwise, if you just let it keep making Freeze Mage things cheaper, like Freeze Mage has a lot of expensive things like Pyroblast, Antonidas, Alexstrasza, Flame Strike, Fireballs. All of those get exponentially more dangerous the cheaper they are. Okay, so he does decide the combo Alexstrasza with his Ice Block. I'm not sure how much I like that play, though. I think I might have preferred fireballing the high main and then flame striking to clear the whole board. I know it seems wasteful, but you clear off the whole board. Oh no, you can't do that and the ice block. I don't know, maybe that was the right play. It's just tough because now his block is popped again. Sure, he had to use a quick shot on it, but it was mostly the board. And now Alexstrasza can't heal you anymore. So, yeah, that was basically game over at that point. I think maybe Antonidas plus Ice Block and try to make something happen. Where you can clear the board. Where he has to maybe trade into you and then you play Alexstrasza afterwards. But that was really a tough spot to be in.